Yesterday, about an hour before the Marketplace Festival, Krufik, the Empress of Frostfire, was attacked. We believe this was an attempted assassination. She was shot in the head with a laser rifle, but thankfully, due to her regeneration capability and John Engler's assistance, she's still alive. She's currently in Keepers of Solace Hospital, which is down the pathway, and after today's meeting, all are invited to leave a note of encouragement and help decorate her hospital room. There's a chest full of empty books that you can use to write notes. The weapon was left by the attacker in the trees nearby, and we were assuming because it was a laser rifle, it may have overheated and become too hot to hold. Also, because the snow around it was melted. The gun was identified as a Soul-Packed Navy rifle. However, this was not a weapon from the Arcturus's weapons storage. This model is a few years older than the ones on the ship. But this unfortunately still puts suspicion on anyone who has been associated with the Soul-Packed Navy. The suspect themselves has not been identified. It's assumed that they're experienced with long-range weaponry, such as this rifle. Krufik was the only one in the area when the shot was fired, and John Engler was the only one close enough to hear it happen, so no one saw them. By the time that John Engler arrived, the attacker was gone. They didn't leave anything behind except for the weapon. No footprints were found, but with the snow, it would be fairly easy for them to cover their tracks. We don't know yet if this was Eclipse or another individual taking advantage of the panic that has been spread recently. Krufik, as we know, does not have any enemies. She's the leader of Frostfire and a part of the Pure Spirits, both of which are peaceful factions. If anyone has information on who may have done this, please report it to the Keepers of Solace Judicial Branch, which is led by Mira, or to me personally. If anyone has questions, you can come to the center aisle, and I'll try to answer them as best I can.
How are we going to ensure that something like this doesn't happen again?
Well, this is unfortunately another case that furthers the need for staying in groups. Like I said the last time that we had an emergency meeting like this, both the death of Casimir and this attack on Krufik were in areas with very few people. So I'd recommend staying close to populated centers. I would also like to meet with faction leaders at some point. I'll get that organized after this meeting. This can't happen again.
You said that it was a laser gun that overheated, correct?
Yes.
So wouldn't the person who tried to assassinate this person, wouldn't they have wounds on their hands?
Possibly. We don't know for sure.
Should we be paying attention to people's hands just in case?
I think that would be a good thing to do, I guess. Marcelo, you know if holding onto the handles would if the handles would overheat as well, or if it would just be if they were touching like the barrel of it.
You would only take injury from the parts of the weapon that were hot. The handle, like the actual handle of the weapon itself, is not going to overheat because it's not part of the cooling system. But the cooling system on a weapon like this usually sits where the offhand would be holding the weapon. So you may find skin cells, blood, residue, anything on that part of the weapon. I'm assuming we recovered it, right?
Yes. Have we had someone track the scent? No, but it was a few days ago, so I'm not sure if that would be possible at this point. Yes. Oh, cool. And I would like to clarify that I did allow all factions, even banned ones, to attend this emergency meeting, since I believe that everyone should be aware of this.
I would just like to state that maybe if the problem could have been handled or nipped in the bud properly, then this wouldn't be an issue. Maybe if Eclipse had been dealt with like she should have been, then we wouldn't be having this problem.
Well, we don't know if it was Eclipse. This could be completely unrelated. We're looking into it.
You have that many enemies then?
Let's move on.
You said the gun was a older model, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
it was a few years older. I believe the judicial branch will be putting out a some more analysis on the gun itself, some more information, as well as some pictures of it.
Do we, or as in y'all, have any idea on who would be able to have access to these weapons?
We're definitely looking into it. Anyone who was associated or yeah, anyone who was involved with the Soul Pack Navy within the last 10 years.
Why would someone want to hurt them?
I don't know. If this was Eclipse, it could be just another mindless, senseless killing, or attempted killing, thankfully. If it was someone else, I have no idea.
What does one do if they are factionless or in a small faction that does not have a militia, or even a large faction that doesn't have any sort of army?
It's my hope that we can keep Solace as peaceful as possible. If you are factionless and need assistance, the Keepers of Solace, I mean, we have the whole community center and the resources center set up so that anyone can come in and get what they need.
Do you think it would be a good idea for the leaders to watch who they let in to their factions, since a lot of new people could be an issue?
I think that's up to the faction leaders to decide for themselves. The Keepers of Solace will always be welcoming to everyone. Of course, I want to keep my everyone here safe, not just the Keepers of Solace, but everyone.
I did just want to state, for those of you who do find yourself factionless, that the House of Ocular Enlightenment is always open to anyone who wishes to follow us and our goals here on Solace. Thank you.
Mira.
Hi. This is more of a statement on my end from my position. Make sure that you guys are not backed into a corner by specific groups. And make sure that you guys do not think that the only way you can be safe is by joining a group or something that you do not truly believe in. The Keepers of Solace are here to make sure that you guys are safe. If you guys do need something or you guys feel unsafe, you guys can always come to me, or you guys can always come to a judge, or even to just the Keepers of Solace area. You guys are always welcome to sit down at the courthouse and have a rest if you guys are feeling uneasy. As you guys know, the community center area is really populated most of the time. So you guys are welcome to go there if you guys are feeling unsafe.
Just a small comment. I thought judges were supposed to be impartial. That felt like a very clear and direct call out. Just wanted to make note of that.
Thank you.
Just have a life outside of judging, you know. They can express their own opinions if they're not, as long as it's not in a courthouse.
Well, I think we all know that Mira doesn't have the highest opinion of the house, and the fact that she would go and say that, or the fact that they would go and say that immediately after, or well, not immediately after, but shortly after I have given my olive branch to those who are unaffiliated, seems a little targeted.
I think we can
There was an
just cut this off
There was
here.
an attempted assassination, and you're here promoting your faction.
We're here to just try to work together to figure out what the next steps are after a tragic event. I specifically allowed the House of Ocular Enlightenment to join us today in hopes that we could work together, not for any drama. If John Engler wanted to share his perspective of what happened, that might be useful.
In my time of all existences, this event has led me to believe that this was possibly Eclipse. I've seen this time and time again, and I'm under the presumption that they're using guerrilla warfare, hit and runs. And I believe that this is to try to incite terror upon us, make us turn on us. makes us fear one another. But we can take this moment and come together and unite.
So we saw the shuttle. So we know that that's Eclipse, right?
Yes, we're pretty sure that's Eclipse's shuttle.
So just so we can like rule out Eclipse, couldn't we like go back in the shuttle and check to see if there's anything like an armory or something that could have like held this weapon?
That's a good idea. We could look through. I think we didn't find anything except for the logs, the flight logs. Everything else was picked clean, but it's worth a shot. I don't. I'll have to ask Krufik about the regeneration of her brain, since it did take most of her head with it. Again, there is a chest in the hallway with empty books that we can all use to send well wishes to Krufik. Let's go over and say hi to Krufik.
She died.
Yeah, I think that's where. Wait, is Krufik?
We're gonna go in the
Oh
room and then
no!
we're gonna hear the XP
Wait, I have an
sound.
idea, Give me a second, It's
Mine
me,
just says
everybody!
next
It's
time.
Krufik.
Oh my god, it's Krufik!
My pet rock, guys.
Alright,
Pull it out.
this chest here is for well wishes.
Yo,
Why are they about to explode?
You might need this just in case.
Why am I
Is that a helmet? Oh, the totem of undying! Oh my god!
Just in
Is that-
case.
Oh my god, bro.
Just need 2 more
I
people
like how we're all
sleeping.
just
Just slash
throwing
away.
food and items at their head.
Who's more spruce log?
I was fully expecting people to start accusing each other, and none of that happened.
It's all Mika's fault.
1 second.
What the heck?